welcome everyone.
Greetings, greetings,
You know
greetings.
what? You like that, eh?
Yeah, that's not bad. It's the first
So
time I actually seen that. I know you were working on it earlier, but this is the first time I actually seen that the output, and then I like that.
I thought it's pretty cool. So let's give props to the person who did that first. So
Big up,
that
big up.
video is thanks to Mr. Pharaoh Martin of Eformations for this incredible video. So I'm using this video throughout. So if you want to check him out, he's on YouTube under Pharaoh Martin at Eformations. I thought it was a really nice one. And he takes little breaks, which worked out perfectly for what I was trying to do. So got to give you your props. So welcome everybody to Here to Help You on my TCN TV network. I would like to introduce, first of all, the man to my right.
Did you do the L?
I do the L.
Yeah, did it work?
The L, yes. It worked.
It worked.
To my right, Mr. Dave Arankin.
Big up, my inver, looking very lovely in your curls.
I just realized something. I didn't dress you today.
That's okay. You did.
I didn't.
You did. You adorned me. See ya. Big up.
Okay, I bought that.
Yes.
But I didn't dress you today.
Cool. You adored me, so suck at yourself, isn't it?
Okay. All right. So we'll talk about this later. Of course, behind the scenes, making us look good always is Miss Anisha, our program director.
Big up yourself,
Is that what
girl.
you call her? Producer, producing director.
All of that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She makes us look good and she gives me angles. So, I want to remind everybody that, of course, when you're watching us, we definitely want you to subscribe to more. There's not just us. We have some great shows on this network. So it's definitely something to tune into. We even have some new shows.
Yeah, you gotta check the schedule for all of them.
Yeah,
it's way too many for me to go ahead and remember at this point in time.
It's
but
okay. Don't worry. You don't got to do all that.
Whew.
So my TCN TV, of course, like, share, and subscribe to us. And, of course, we always want your comments if you see anything that is interesting. So I don't want to waste too much time because we do have to get through a little bit of content in this first part.
Okay.
What today we're really focusing on is enlightenment. I think it's important. I think these days, these times, there's a lot of things that people are going through, and I don't think we always have and use the best wisdom.
Emotion, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
There's an ancient Egyptian proverb saying that emotions do not serve as the best masters.
But we are slaves to our emotions.
Yes, we are.
And sometimes we need some wisdom to kind of check ourselves.
Well, and that's what the purpose of today's show is, to look at in regards to the rich foundation that we do have as Africans.
So let's do that. Let's go right into it, Dave. Let's talk about, so actually I have a quote. That's one that started off with it. So, the enemy I know is better than the one I do not know. And this is a Kikuyu.
Yes, Kenya.
In Kenya. So, I wanted to use this one because we're going to be talking about spiritual enlightenment and the use of effective communication, correct? Let's go into that. Talk to me.
All right, so what we're looking at today was taken from a lecture which I've done many moons ago called Spiritual Enlightenment through the use of effective communication, right? And we started by looking at 3 learning objectives in that lecture. The first objective, of course, it was explaining spiritual enlightenment. The second was on what is effective communication. And then we went into exploring the various forms of specific effective communication at a point in time.
Okay.
Right. We were looking at, we'll get into, of course, today, we're looking primarily at Proverbs today, but of course, the effectiveness through storytelling, allegories, that sort of nature, mythology, right, rituals, and so on and so forth, right? But today specifically, we're going to look at, of course, Proverbs. Wise words, or wise sayings, right?
Okay.
Right. So when we did the class, of course, normally we open it with an icebreaker, right? In this case, of course, is defining what is spiritual enlightenment to yourself.
Okay.
Right? So, of course, we got various, I don't remember exactly who said what, but however
Can I answer this?
Yes, let's go ahead and put it out to you. Yes, what is spiritual enlightenment?
Let's put this out to the viewers, too.
Sure.
We definitely want your comments on this. What is spiritual enlightenment to you? To me, honestly, it's going through this process of, transcending and ridding parts of you and transcendence. That's what it is to me. When I think about enlightenment, I feel like when you enlighten, it's like you become aware of something you didn't know before.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And that takes you to a new place.
Wonderful. Because you know what, on a mundane level, on a very, very basic level, you're exactly right.
Did you just call my idea basic? Is that what you just did?
No. What I said was, what I'm reading right now is simply on a mundane, on a real basic level. right?
Yeah,
Because
oh,
you
that
you
word
use
bonding.
transcendence and transcending, and it's like, okay, cool. It's been a while since I heard something like that.
All right, all
Right?
right.
But from selfgrowth.com, they've defined spiritual enlightenment as the following. So it boldly means the acquisition of new wisdom or understanding, enabling clarity of perception.
Okay.
Right? So I mean,
So
everybody
clarifies how you see things.
everybody says it a little bit differently. Of course,
Okay.
some are of course a little more eloquent than others.
They use words like transcendence.
There you go, right? But at the end of the day, right, it means simply, of course, a full understanding or a comprehension, basically, of that specific situation and doing better
Doing
through
better.
that understanding,
Okay.
right? Remember, wisdom is not just the understanding of what has taken place, right? It's the application afterwards as well.
That's the part that's the hardest, is applying a lot of this wisdom. Because I know a lot of us have heard things that our parents have said, and, and other people may have said to us, and we're like, yeah. But then we don't apply it. And then we wonder why sometimes our lives get kind of
Well,
jacked up.
when I was young, my father used to say, "It's not the same day leaf drop in the water that it rotten." Right? I know it doesn't mean anything right now.
Well, yeah. Well, can you break that down for us, please?
But it's exactly what you said, regarding any type of course, wise saying, what wisdom that you would have taken in, right, and not applying it at that point in
At
time,
that point.
right,
yeah.
and then going back over that situation, saying, "Oh, I mean, remember when?" Or
If
you know
I
what?
had,
Exactly, right?
I should have listened.
Too late shall be their cry, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
big
yeah,
up, big up all of the elders and our wise sayings, passing it
Yeah.
on to the next generation.
We
and-
need them.
Of course,
We need them.
definitely, right. And of course, the tie in, of course, with a little bit of that comedic understanding.
Oh,
right?
The precepts of Ma'at.
I'm gonna get there in a moment, right?
Was that good?
That's not bad.
Were you impressed with that? How I dropped that? Didn't
I
expect that,
see
did
you
ya?
you've been doing.
I've
your
been doing my
reading.
research. And
Yes, you
reading.
have for sure, right? In Kemetic terms, they use the word Nehast, Nehast, Nehast. It means to awaken, right? So I mean, anytime, of course, you do come in that spiritual enlightenment, right, an awakening does take place,
Okay.
right? So I hope I said the word awaken does take place.
Awakening or awake.
There you go. Thank you. I'm sure I said
It's
something
okay.
else.
Don't worry about it. I think people understand. Don't
Thank
worry.
you. Right, and then next we put up the question in regards to what is effective communication. So I want to get you to go ahead and give the viewers your definition of what is effective communication.
Oh.
What would you consider to be effective
Okay.
communication?
Okay, so this is a completely subjective thing because remember, we all have different levels of communication. So for me, effective communication is being able to state something clearly that the message that is sent is what is received from the person who's supposed to be receiving it.
Yeah, basically that's basically what it is, right?
Okay.
Yourdictionary.com is where I took the information a while back. It's defined as verbal speech or other methods of relaying information that gets the point across.
Yeah, that's clear.
Right.
Right? Like if I say something, it's not that hot potato where I say something, but by the time it gets to the person, it's completely mashed up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. So
Got
I mean,
it.
these usage now, of course, it's hard sometimes when you're just relaying information, right? So what our ancient foreparents did is they went about and actually either did sayings, put them in storytelling, and so on and so forth. So we can go ahead now and not only just see ourselves in the information, right, but also get a better understanding of the information.
Okay.
Right. For instance, some of our viewers are very aware of the Assyrian drama, right? Asar, Aset, and the birth of Heru, right? So now
A lot aren't. That's not
some
something.
aren't.
Some are, but maybe some of the people watching
Exactly,
might know.
right? But I mean, you know what? If we're going to go ahead and explain that from a scientific background, right, it would fly over our heads. But the fact that the Assyrian drama, of course, exactly what it is. It's a drama. It's dramatized. It's a story, which, of course, a myth, which simply has a deeper meaning, right? It allows not only to see ourselves in the story, but also to gain a better understanding.
Yeah. So you guys should definitely do some research. Before we go on our break, definitely do some research on can you say it one more time? The
Assyrian drama.
The Assyrian drama, guys. It is. It's something that you're right. You can see yourself in that drama.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. So just some more things to think about. So I know there's a little bit more you wanted to say, but when we come back,
we're definitely going to break in and, of course, break everything down.
yeah, we're going to jump into some Proverbs. We do have a lot. We have like 90 that we sent.
90.
We sent to Nisha. Nisha had to do all of them. So we have to get through. You hear the
I
she's
tell
like,
you, right? Maybe she can do a couple of flip screens so we can go ahead and kill two birds with one.
No, yeah, right. When we get back, guys, we're going to head right into some of these proverbs. We'll see you soon on Here to Help You.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Hello, my name is Anisha, and I'm the production manager of TCN Network. Have you ever wanted to host your own show? Do you have a message to share? Well, you're in luck. We are looking for dynamic and unique individuals to host their own shows. We are seeking people who are committed, motivated, and energetic. Do you want to be the next Jimmy Fallon, Ellen DeGeneres, or Shane and Ryan from BuzzFeed Unsolved? Start here. Fill out the Propose a Show form on mytcntv.com. We're here to educate, support, and build the community. Can you lead by example? Go the extra mile and seek knowledge? Are you humble, disciplined, responsible, selfless, and enthusiastic? Those are our core values. And if you identify with them, you could be part of a growing network that focuses on positivity and uplifting our community. We can't wait for you to join us on TCN Network and hope to hear from you soon.
Welcome back, everybody.
Greetings.
I was looking at the wrong camera. Welcome back, everyone, to Here to Help You. Welcome back to Wit and Wisdom, African problems.
African proverbs.
Thank you.
There we go.
African proverbs.
So
if you just joined us now, in our last segment, we were just actually speaking about spiritual enlightenment and effective communication. And a lot of these proverbs, I think that's what they were meant to do, was to provide enlightenment and to effectively communicate a point.
Yeah, you know,
Right?
one of our teachings that I've learned, of course, taking a class, you know, through Brother Derek Williams, big himself, right? Three things: listen, reflect, meditate.
Listen, reflect, meditate.
Right.
Okay.
Dr. Muata Ashby, he's the one to go ahead and put this in the book as well. But by means, we listen to the teachings, right? We get a chance to reflect on, of course, the meanings, right? And more importantly, we get a chance to go ahead and meditate, because through that meditation now, we not only get a greater understanding, right? But we also now are able to go ahead and recognize when we should go apply the wisdom which we just learned.
Okay.
Right.
Can we jump into some of these? Actually,
Please.
let's just go into what a proverb is. Why can't I say this word? Proverb. Let's go right into what a proverb is. So I'm going to read this out.
The proverb.
The proverb.
Wow.
So a proverb is a type of literature that is distinguished, characterized by concise expression, clear meanings, effective comparison, humor, and good writing. Now, each proverb has obvious and very deep meanings. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be giving them some proverbs. We have so many. I doubt we're going to get through all of them. What we can do is post.
Yeah,
them.
no worries. We'll put them on the website.
Yeah, we'll
you
post them up.
Yeah, you know,
Right?
I'm give credence, of course, to this book here as well by Patrick. I'm gonna hopefully I say your name right.
Patrick.
Ibekwe.
Yeah, it's a really good book, guys.
Nigerian author. Definitely, if you get a chance to go and pick it up, The Wit and Wisdoms of Africa and the Caribbean.
Yeah, this is a good book. This is a good book. It's yeah. Let's go into them.
Go on.
I'm excited. I'm
Go on.
excited. Let's go into one. So, very first one that I kind of opened the book and let it fall to what I want. And I know you have picked some, but I opened the book and the first one is, no matter how beautiful a snake, it is dangerous. I like this one.
Yeah. You know, it's sort of like if a person shows you who they are,
believe them.
It's
It's clear, it's concise, and that's the thing. It's like that's again very effective. Like you can look at what that proverb is saying and know exactly what it means. Like, yeah, man, if you have a snake in your house and you left the snake in your house, eventually it's gonna bite you at some point.
At some point.
So when someone tells you who they are, believe them.
For real. It kind of reminds me, there's another proverb how you must not hide the snake underneath your clothing because eventually that it will strike. You know, so I mean, like
same thing, but
yeah,
like
you know?
all of that. Like if you know what it is, stop trying to pretend it's not what it is. Okay. This next one, you can read this one. I was like, what is this?
I know, right? If a madman takes away your cloth while you are at the water bathing, put on a cloth before pursuing him. For if you are naked, people will think you are both mad.
So what was your take on this? Because when I first read this, I was like, what's your take on this one?
Always have an extra garment laying around?
No, it's not. That can't be your take on this.
No, of course not. You know what? Somebody's going to do you something. If someone is going to go ahead and do you something and you know they're going to be bold about it, you must not do back to them or go after them in the same manner. You must use wisdom.
Okay, so for me, what I caught from this was don't be so emotional. Because if that reaction is your emotion to go after the person. If you were being logical, you'd remember that you are naked and you won't be running down the street butt-ass naked just with him. Because it's true. Then you look just as mad as he does. Right? That's what I got. Just to control your emotions. Learn to control your emotions.
I mean, the same thing, that the whole ruthlessness, right? If someone's going to act ruthless to you, by means, you know what, you shouldn't be so brazen in doing so. But by means, of course, you have to go ahead and exude some sort of wisdom if you're going to go back after them.
I love the interpretation. See, we have two complete different perspectives on that same thing, but that's life.
Yeah, there we go. Right?
That's interesting. So again, please, as you're hearing these, if something strikes you, or if you even have a proverb that you want to throw it up there, please definitely do that. So let's see.
Next one. What do you say? You want to read that one there?
I'll read it.
Go on now.
Some people clean. Okay, so let's put this up. So some people clean atop and dirty underneath. All in the same theme, guys. Like,
you say you see him on face, but you can't see him art.
Yeah. What glitters not always gold.
Oh gosh.
Right? It's true. And you know what though? If you go to the real layman sense of this, it's true. Some people look real good. Like you'll see them in a club. Like we were out this weekend, and some people, they look good.
Pretty like money.
What someone smelled.
Can't spend the currency.
Right? But then everyone looked good.
Yeah.
But some people were not just clean. That's just on the layman sense of it. On the deeper sense of it, like, yeah, man, like not everything you see is what it is.
Very true. Very true.
So I like that one. This one on business. Let's tackle this one quickly.
Yes, in business, keep your eyes open.
That's a Haitian.
Yeah, it's right out of Haiti. Yeah, man. I mean, like anything you do.
Be mindful.
Yes, have to be aware, have to be open. Yeah, have to.
And when you're thinking business, this is not just, again, in the literal sense of business, just like in your matters, in your daily life, like your daily business, as you're getting up and moving through life, going to work, whatever the case might be.
For sure.
Keep your eyes open. Be looking at with all three eyes. For those who are enlightened, you'll know exactly what I mean.
Talk to me.
Okay.
All right.
Let's move on to the next one. I called it urine. I labeled each of them. This one, yes, sir? Urine. All right. The urine passed into the river comes back to us as drinking water. That's a Igbo.
Igbo, yeah.
Woo.
That's powerful, isn't it?
Lord.
Watch your consequences, them.
Karma is a bitch. Yeah. Straight up, man. Listen, as a recipient, as an unhappy recipient of karma, I can tell everybody that it is very, very real. You get what you sow. Believe me, I sowed things in my 20s that destroyed me in my 30s.
It happens.
So this urine one rang very true to me. Like that one was like, it's still too early. Anyways. Same thing, the next one, same idea. What is sown will sprout.
Yeah.
What you sow, you reap. And this is the thing, Oprah's spoken on this, where she says it's like whatever you do has already set up with what's going to come back to you.
Correct.
So if you do really good, that's going to come back to
Yeah.
you.
Uh-huh.
When you do something that's not too cool, again, it's going to come back to you. And
For
it
sure.
always sucks.
It
And
does.
you know what? Another thing too, let me throw in. I know my karma when it's hitting me. I can effectively say this is my karma. I've gone through. I've been like, holy
But
crap.
you see, that's the part of the whole enlightenment process as well, right? I mean,
Yes.
to know when it is hitting you. Some people get hit and just, oh, why me? Why me? Why me? Why forsake me? That's what they say, right?
Yeah,
Right? But not truly understanding, listen, like you had a role to play in this,
yeah.
right? What seeds did you sow? What seed did you plant?
But no one likes to look at that.
No, of course not. But at the end of the day, I mean, if we are going to go
hard
ahead and
to look at
generate
that.
better people for our society, right? We must listen, reflect, and as well as meditate.
Meditate. Okay, let's see. We have 4 more to fly through in the next minute. I think we can do it. Go, Dave. Go, go.
Right. What a child does, when a child does, when a grown-up does, what a grown-up does, she suffers what a grown-up suffers.
So this one.
Mm-hmm.
Be mindful, parents, of the things that you are doing in front of your children. They only do what they know.
Yeah, not even that. I mean, you know what? You have, of course, children who want to go ahead and grow up quickly. So they want to do adult things, but never understand, of course, you know what? There are.
Adult consequences.
There you go. There you go.
Why didn't I have these proverbs when I was 16? Okay, so a person who habitually says, I do not ask others is not wise. Yeah, that's self-explanatory.
You can't take counsel from them.
You can't, if you're not willing to chill the hell out, take some counsel, which is hard because we have egos and pride and all that.
Still,
great stuff.
You may not take the advice, but you know you should be wise enough to go ahead and listen, right? Remember, wisdom is not attributed, of course, to the successful, right? It's also, of course, among the downtrodden, you know, those who have less, the have not, so to speak, quote unquote, right? Everybody has some sort of wisdom.
Everybody, even the youngest ones.
Yes.
Right? Want to do this one? That one there, number 16?
Sure. What is left by the trembling one is taken by the one who climbs the tree.
Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Fear. So when you're not willing to take that move, there is people who are going to say, all right, I'll do it.
As they say in the corner, well, yum your food.
Yeah, well, I'll do it. You don't want to do it? Okay. Bye. Boy, bye. Right? All of that. Last one. Same thing on the topic of fear.
Go on.
Whoever objects to the moon's position, let them climb up and adjust it. This is more on criticism, actually. And that's from the Hosa tribe.
Yes.
So whoever objects to the moon's position, let them climb up and adjust it. And I love this one because it's like, I love people who have all the critique in the world and have nothing to contribute. Nothing. You just want to talk, but you have nothing really to give to the conversation but your critique.
Truth.
Go somewhere with that, please. So when we get back, we have some more proverbs for you.
Wit and wisdom.
Wit and wisdom of Africa. Join us back in a few minutes on Here to Help You.
Welcome to Shadow Auto.
We're back. Peace and
Welcome
love.
back, everybody. Welcome back to Here to Help You.
Uh-huh.
I want to thank Pharaoh Martin, again, of Enlightenment for his video clips. I really appreciate them.
Yes,
They
was
worked
it
perfectly.
The E affirmations or something like that? Yeah.
E-formations.
There you go.
That's right. I really appreciated those. You did a really good job. So kudos to you. Thank
Big
you
up
again
yourself.
for allowing us to use those. So
Mm-hmm.
let's jump back into our Proverbs. If you're just joining us today, Dave and I are doing Wit and Wisdom of Africa, but it's like of the diaspora because there's some Jamaican quotes in there. There's some from Guyana, from Haiti, a lot of the tribes in Africa. So it's a really good mix, and it's from the book Wit and Wisdom of Africa by Patrick.
Go on with it. Go on with it. Try it. Go ahead.
Ibekwe.
All right. I'll take that.
I hope.
I'll take that. I'm far removed from the mother tongue as well,
I
darling.
hope. Okay, so we've gone through a few. The first segment, we spoke a little bit about enlightenment and effective communication and how well these proverbs are able to do that.
Yes.
And then we started jumping into the proverbs in our second segment. So we're going to continue to go through our proverbs. We have a few more to do. So let's
Jump right in.
get to it.
Yeah, these
next one.
Yeah, these next two I like to use with my students.
Okay.
When we are using, teachers, by the way, you can go ahead and use these sayings, these proverbs for any type of creative writing, any type of reflective writing, because it is very useful.
Parents can use them too.
There we go. And these two, I use them all the time. So the first one, if you're building a house and the nail breaks, do you stop building or do you change the nail?
Okay, what's the answer to that?
What do you think? I think we just stop building altogether, right?
I'm done, guys. My nail broke up. I'm done. Is it
right?
like my nails, or the nail that I'm using to build?
Really?
Okay, stupid
Right?
question. No, you change the nail.
Right.
Obviously, the nail that you're using is not right. You don't just stop. You don't just give up. What are some of the answers you get from students?
That we reply to real everyday situations. So for instance, if a student does poorly on one test, right? Do they actually give up and say, "Listen, I can't do this," or "I can't," you understand?
I see.
Right?
I see. Do you just give up, or do you just do something
Do you-
else?
yeah, do you
use another
continue?
strategy?
There you go, right? So I
Okay.
mean, this is excellent in regards to that.
Okay.
The next one should keep one's eyes on one's destination, not on where one stumbled, and that's out of the Yoruba.
Okay. So talk to me about this one.
This is excellent once again for our children now who have recently received their report cards, and some of those marks they just simply didn't like, right? And instead, now, of course, now I'm focusing on what has been generated thus far,
Okay.
right? You have time to go ahead, right, and change these marks.
I see why you use these with students.
Yeah.
They're also very motivational. Look
Of
at you.
course.
About you're motivating people.
Well, I do my best to motivate my students.
That's cool though. No, these are really, really cool. Good ones for teachers to use. I'll definitely share this.
Yeah,
And
please
I'll
do.
put that up it's a good teaching strategy. Great for creative writing.
Of course.
You're absolutely correct. And parents, you can use this too on them. This is some good conversation instead of being on the phone. Not drawing any cards. So not to know, this is the one that I actually saw and I liked. Not to know is bad. Not to wish to know is worse.
Very.
Lord.
Very true. Mind you, these two situations definitely reside in us, right?
Yeah.
Because there are times where simply, we just turn it right off and say,
I don't even want to know.
Very true.
Wasn't that the song? I don't want to know if she's playing me. Keep it on the low. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I got too hyped.
The crier, yes.
Stop this guy.
Yeah. We stop it. Was he not crying in the song?
Anyways,
Big up
an
the sharp one.
army of sheep led by a lion can defeat an army of lions led by a sheep.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
Yeah.
So it's the strength is in the leader.
Not only that, the strength is in the mind.
Oh, yes. You took it even deeper and
The
liked
strength,
me, Dave.
the
Go on with it.
strength is in the mind.
That's true. I was thinking about leadership more when I looked at this.
Go
But I
on with
see
it.
it though. I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, the strength is in the mind. I mean, let's look at our students, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at the breakthrough in regards to, of course, how we reach some of our students,
Yeah.
right? I mean, mind you, yes, you know what? Some take longer than others, but yes, we've had the breakthrough And now I can think of course, one who I see on a Monday, and big up yourself, the family. You know, I tip my hat to you guys, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, when I started with this young man, right? Yes, all I've seen was, of course, complaints, right?
Yeah,
and
not
within
good.
less than 2 years,
Complete turnaround.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
A's, B's, like
It's not-
focused on his work. Doesn't want to he doesn't want to. I'm gonna say his name. Go pick him up.
go
Raekwon,
for it, go for it.
Mr. Raekwon. Big up yourself.
Big up
Very
yourself.
proud of you. We're very proud of you.
Yeah,
You
man.
are one of our greatest students ever. Let turnaround from what you came from. You fought. You kept going, and it was just like bam,
Yeah.
A's and B's.
Yeah, for
That
real,
doesn't happen
man.
all the time though, so it takes a lot of work.
But still, I mean, it's
It
in the mind,
happens.
right? And if they get a chance to go and understand that, you know, sky's the limit.
So I'll let you do the next one.
Oh yes. 2 ants do not fail to pull 1 grasshopper.
Teamwork.
Pomoja.
Teamwork. Team-
Pomoja. Together.
And that one's from Tanzania. I
Yes.
like that.
Big up my tingers.
Listen, honestly, let me tell you something. People don't seem to understand just how strong an ant, a group of ants, them, we need to all as humans study the ant colony together and to truly understand what teamwork looks like.
Yeah,
These
together.
people, they
Yes,
build
that's
it
right.
Together.
Yes, Pomoja.
Together. Like, and listen, if there's a grasshopper, because that's what my dad calls
Go
them.
on with it.
If there's a grasshopper and 2 ants want that, they're getting it home. They're bringing it
They're
back
bringing
to
it
their
home.
community
Of course.
to nyam that grasshopper dead. Nyam it. Use pieces of his body to build things, I'm sure. But teamwork, basically, is what that whole thing.
Yeah, because
teamwork.
yeah, you know, they see the bigger picture. They understand the bigger picture in regards to their survival, right? So I mean, you know, there's lessons to be learned in nature, as our foreparents have told us, right? And now
That we
it's
don't listen to.
right, now it's written in words. Listen, reflect, meditate, my folks.
Yes.
Go on
Next
with it.
one.
Go on
Next
with it.
one. You go ahead.
All right, cool. Ears that do not listen to advice accompany their head when it's chopped off.
Woo! Lord, this one also hit me. I was like, ow, still too early.
You know, in a pata we say ears can't hear, backside we feel. You know.
Oh. But it's so true. If you don't listen when things go south, guess what? You're going south with it. It is such a horrible realization when that comes to you in your 30s. Some of these were hurtful. I'm sorry. I caught my feel. I was in my feelings or something. It's just like, Dave, are you trying to tell me something with this? This man sent me this write-up with all of these. I was like, ow,
Listen.
hurts.
Ooh. As you can see, the thickness of this book here,
It's
there's
beautiful.
plenty. There's plenty
lots.
in here.
Yeah, there's
And-
lots in these.
And
guys,
by
like-
means, we just went down the line. You know, there's no rhyme and reason. We just thought, you know,
Jeez.
whatever sounded good, we want to go ahead and put out there for the family.
If you are filled with pride, then you will have no room for wisdom.
Aye.
That's it.
Mm-mm.
If you're filled with, you think you know everything. Most of the millennials, you guys think you know everything. It's okay. I hope none of you guys have done anything stupid in your 20s that's going to catch you in your 30s or your 40s. That's all I'm saying.
Well, hopefully they're watching the show and actually seeing this part right here. If you're filled with pride,
If you are filled with pride,
then you have no
no
room.
room for wisdom.
None
No room
whatsoever.
to understand that maybe you just don't know everything.
See, Sanseco. And the last one before we get into the break here. One who has not listened to Leave It Alone will listen to How Do You Feel?
Because you didn't listen. You didn't listen.
Backside we feel, you know.
We told you, don't do it. And you did it. Now you're how does it feel? Oh, in your feelings. It's okay.
It's all right.
When we come back, we're going to have just a few more to share with you guys. We really hope you've been enjoying. Again, like, subscribe, share.
Please
get
do.
This comment out there. Get your comments to us.
We'd love to hear some of your favorite sayings as well. Yes,
Please send
yes,
those in the
for
comment
sure.
box. Okay, guys? We'll see you soon on Here to Help You. So why am I dancing? Because Anisha's singing the song "I Don't Want to Know," which is a good song. But I was always I didn't know what to feel about that song. Like, because I was like, you know what? In a way, he's right. Because, like, I don't know. I don't want to know.
Okay.
But then Mafas, so I want to know. So I can just draw cards on you, you know?
I met him once in Eaton Center.
I was dancing way too long, but I like the song.
Shot, man. Very shot.
It's a good song. And he said he's short.
Yeah, he's very short.
They always make people look so tall on TV.
Yeah, I guess.
So we're jumping back into Proverbs, guys. If you're just joining us today, today's actually a really good show to share out because there's some gems that we've dropped throughout this. The very first segment we spoke on spiritual enlightenment and effective communication.
Yes. What are they to you? I mean, mind you, you know what? We gave a working definition, but of course, everybody has just a little nuances to it. So whatever they mean to you.
You know, like, and again, English is such a subjective language. So it's really your experience, what you find effective. But I know for sure you definitely have to be able to be clear. If you are speaking and people don't understand you, you're
That's not effective.
Effectively.
Mm-mm.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom. A lot of this stuff we've been doing today is on learning from mistakes, whether it be karma, learning from, you know, things that your people have told you that if you don't listen, you're going to feel, all these wonderful things.
Why, it sounds so eloquent when you put it in. I guess when we Jamaicans, you know, when we're ready for say something there.
Listen, because we've heard it all. A lot of these things too, if you hear, these things are just repeated from like things that used to be said before.
Yeah.
And it's like we still are not listening. We still go ahead and make, but that's part of life. What can you do? Let's jump into the next one.
Cool.
So husband is the tie. Wife is the parcel. When the tie breaks, the parcel loosens.
Oh gosh.
We need each other.
We do, don't we?
Yeah. That's what it means. Like, it's so important. Relationships are so hard to keep together sometimes.
Yes.
And when one starts to unravel, it's true. The whole thing just seems to like mash up.
You know, in the words of the infamous Q-Tip, progression cannot be made if we are separate forever.
What song is that?
It's verbs. Was it verses from the abstract? Low end theory.
I was testing you. You did pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're for your old age.
Yeah, I have some middle
The
memory.
ginkgo biloba you take is
Really?
really working.
Big up the pharmacist here.
I like this one. Even on a good path, you can still stub your toe.
Ooh.
I like that. Truth.
Yeah.
Even when you're doing your absolute best, I mean, you're putting in your time. And this is a good quote for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, because, you know, I mean, it places a reality where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's another, I guess one that piggybacks off it is that if you avoid that stump on the way going, you may not avoid it on the way back. Right? So, I mean, like, that path, right? We always think, we need it to be smooth.
I disagree.
Right? You may.
No, I don't disagree. Because
You
I've been
may.
driving and lick potholes one way and say, I'll never hit it on the way back. Gone back over the same spot, lit the same pothole again. So, yeah. I was trying to, like, be in my feelings and be in my ego. And
Right.
quickly backfired. It's okay.
Room for pride.
I know room for Friday. But no, yeah, entrepreneurs, I like this one. This is a really good motivating one because, like, you have to understand that this is stubbing your toes just a part of life.
Yeah.
You know that, when you're running around the corner in your room when you're younger and you lick your baby toe, it's always that baby toe. Like, I think we've all broken our baby toes. Like, at least like a Julian time.
Mine nearly severed. So
Gross.
Yeah, I know.
But no, it's like you keep doing it, and that's just because it's a part of life. You're gonna mess up sometimes. It's all right. You'll learn.
True.
Next time, take the corner wider.
Or slower.
So, the next one, I'll let you read this one.
Why, thank you for that, Rainin. A tree that has grown bent for 30 years cannot be straightened in 1 year.
Ooh. Habits.
Patience, young Padawan.
Habits. This is what I see when I see this.
Yeah.
You've been doing the same thing for 30 sometimes years of your life, 40 years of your life, 50 years of your life. And this is why I always say change is hard. People always talk about, change and shit. Do you know how hard it is to change? Do you know how difficult that is? Like, just neurologically. Is that a word?
Neurologically.
No, not neurologist. I was trying to say, like, I can't say it. So in your mind. Let me
Yes.
just dummy this down for myself right
Brain
now.
computer. Brain computer.
Your brain, how your brain is set up, it is legit difficult to change. And that's what this is talking about. Your brain is, okay, do you have time? Really quick biology level lesson on change.
Go for it.
Your brain creates pathways. Okay, that's what happens. There's these pathways in your brain that are created whenever you start doing things. When you learn to walk, there's a pathway that's created. Anytime you form a new habit, a pathway is created. And as you continue to do that same habit, that pathway actually gets stronger,
Right.
more fortified. It becomes a part of your life, your brain. It becomes part of your brain structure. When you try to change that, your brain is like, what are you doing? Absolutely not. This is why people fall back into routines.
Right.
You may have that little change that may stop that pathway for a minute, but that pathway sometimes is grooved so strongly in your mind that you will always revert back to your habits. This is why things like addictions
Yes.
are strong.
Strong.
It's in your brain, like it's neurology. I said it right now.
There you go.
Like it's there. This is why with this, when I see this, I think about change
Yeah.
and how difficult it is to change.
That's why strong support. Once again, like Dr. Muata said, listen, reflect, meditate.
And continue to work on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult.
One step at a time.
So here's the last one. I'll let you read this one, and then we'll do a closing.
Sure. A man who lets his problems get the better of him is like a man who divorces his wife when the first time she makes him angry.
Oh boy. Well, where do we go with this one?
Oh boy. It's easy. It's very easy to get submerged with the emotions.
The emotions. We are slave to our emotions.
It's very easy,
Like-
For some of us, we have to eat too much, or some of us we don't eat. For some, the rest of us, we either get violent or you know what I'm saying, like we recluse ourselves. So I mean, like, there's so many things that we've been nurtured towards,
Yeah.
right? And like you said, it comes down to, of course, learning new habits, right?
Yeah.
Making that change. So now, of course, when something does arise, right, how are you going to handle it?
And this is why enlightenment is so important. And this is why these proverbs, I believe, are so important. When you're going through your journey, you're going to have to learn a lot about yourself. And that's another thing that these proverbs help with, is helping you start to really introspect and look at who you are on the inside and why you may be hitting stumbling blocks more than once in your life, why things may not be necessarily going the best for you.
Right.
It's that inward look. It's looking at where you come from. A lot of these with the, looking at what you learn. You learn a lot of things from your parents. A lot of us,
Yeah, it's passed down. What can we say?
it's passed down. Some of the nonsense that's going on in your fault, it's not even necessarily you. It's just because this is what you... Hold on, we have a what that?
What?
All right, read
Ugly
that.
people can't look nice, and stupid. I love the spelling there, Stupid
Stupid.
people can't be smart. I sound like the turtle from Tinga Tinga, eh?
You do.
Elephant.
So, stupid people.
Can't be smart.
This
Big up
quote,
Dada for
this
that
quote
one, eh?
is disrespectful on so many terms.
That one a lot. No, it ain't no disrespectful.
Oh,
It's large.
it is. If someone said this to me, I would be very offended. I would be in my feelings. Like, I'd be that person who wants to jump out the water naked to fight. Stupid? No.
Oh boy.
That's terrible. But
I
it's-
like that one there. That one,
I
you
do.
know,
So big
uh-huh.
up. That's Daddy Pops.
Daddy.
Anisha Pops. Go on with it.
Yeah, man.
Go on with disrespectful
You
things.
see me?
You must say those things.
Uh,
Guys, I would definitely want you to think about these quotes. Is there anything closing you want to say to everybody?
in regards to effective communication, of course, this was just one piece of the puzzle. As you mentioned briefly before, Mustafa Gadala, in his book Egyptian Mystics, he mentions various others, from storytelling to the dramatization, songs, folklore, right? Even rituals, which are very big, of course, in our society. So that means, this is just, once again, just a very small piece of the puzzle, but that it enhances what we need to do on a daily basis for ourselves. Listen, reflect, meditate.
And meditate, guys. Definitely, again, thank you for joining us here and here to help you. We thought this was effective for
I hope
today.
so. We'd
Next-
love your feedback.
Please, can we get your feedback?
Uh-huh.
Please excuse the part where I had a brain fart. All right? they happen. Thank you again for being part of our family here at my TCN TV network. We'll definitely see you guys next week on Here to Help You. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Peace and love,
Be
family.
safe.